about, I hadn't seen, but I'd heard about the effect that David Copperfield did on one of his specials, which was with a baseball card, which was torn up and then put back together. And I had just heard about it, and I thought it sounded like a nice idea to do a piece-by-piece restoration. And I started playing around. I'd never done a torn and restored card before, but I learned the J.C. Wagner method. And I liked the method, and I played around with trying to do that in a piece-by-piece restoration. But actually, it then made the discrepancy even worse of not putting the last piece on, because with the J.C. Wagner method, it's a three-quarter restoration. And I found some quite nice ways of doing some visual restorations, but it then was really illogical not to put the last piece on. So I realized if I wanted to actually to make it work, I had to find a way of putting the last piece on. So it really just evolved from that, to be honest. Well, I don't really think of it in that way. It's very kind of you to say that. I just tried to come up with a method for doing the trick, and I just tried to sort of improve it and refine it, but I didn't have a particular way of going about trying to work out a method. The only thing I would say is I think it's important to always kind of try and pursue the best method that you can, and if that means it's difficult and it takes practice, then I think it's worth doing. I think sometimes methods suffer because people want to try and make it particularly easy to do, or to, you know, they're a little bit too worried about making a trick that works for every occasion, that it's angle proof, and obviously you need to have some effects that you can do fully surrounded, but sometimes actually working on an effect that's a little bit more difficult technically and that does have a few angle issues to it, you can come up, I think, with a method that even if it doesn't work in all surroundings, it certainly works well for what you want it to work for, and that's an effect which I do stand up, and usually I don't do it with people sort of around the back, so in those circumstances you can afford to be a little bit more cautious with the angles that you use, and in those circumstances you can do something that, you know, hopefully does achieve what you're trying to get to, even if it does take a little bit more hard work.